Hello everyone, this is Bibi and I'm passing by to show you how to make this project using your layering dies. Yes, I die cut wood and I'm going to show you how to do that, plus some tips and ideas to get a project finished. So I'm going to be using balsa wood. This is thin, flexible, lightweight, and you can even cut this using scissors. So I cut various pieces of this balsa wood to die cut them. And I'm going to be using this Dreamy Daisy layering die set by Simon Says Stamp together with my Spellbinders Platinum 6 die cutting machine. And we are going to die cut this in the same way we die cut paper. So there you go. You have die cut balsa wood. And something important is the die set I have chosen to do this. It's intricate. It also embossed the wood. It has layering pieces. You will notice that when you die cut this kind of wood, this is going to be very delicate. So you have to handle this with a lot of care. If it breaks at some stage, don't worry, you can just glue this together over the final piece. And I just wanted to show you here the process in real time. Now I'm going to speed up a little bit because all we have to do is to adhere these layering pieces together, and to do that you see me there using the MISTI Precision Glue Press that contains a bottle of Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. So this die set will create two different flower designs, one bigger than the other one, and we are going to need several of these ones to complete a project. I'm going to be making a picture frame because it's convenient, but we can make anything else. We can also decorate a flower vase, furniture, anything that is made out of wood. So I'm going to use here also Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. You can use the glue press if you have one, or you can also buy the bottles individually, like this one I have here. And we are going to make sure that there is no air bubbles or space between the flowers and the wooden frame, because that will cause them to fall apart later. Everything needs to be perfectly adhered in place. Okay, in real life I'm going to allow this to dry completely, but I just allowed this to dry a little bit just now, and I'm going to use scissors to trim any piece that is sticking out the edges of the frame, and I'm going to use those little pieces to fill in the gaps between the flowers. The next thing we are going to do is to cover this completely using GESSO. We need to make sure to seal with this product the raw edges of the frame and double check that everything is perfectly glued and bond together. And I'm going to allow this to dry overnight. You don't need to, but for me that was convenient, so I allowed this to dry until the next morning. I use clear gesso so you won't see it once it's dry, and it allows you to see all that beautiful wooden texture that I was initially craving for. And what I will do is to add oil over this, or wax, or even shoe polish, and that's it. It's just to keep it looking like wood. But then I decided to use some craft supplies to see how this will look, and just to show you some options you have to add color to this. So the first thing I tried was this Positively Saturated ink by Simon Says Stamp. I have in mind to make this look like burned wood, so that's what I was trying to achieve there, and I was being very light-handed, so I only applied ink over the first layer of die cuts and the edges. So that was an option. The next option you have is to add more ink on the negative spaces, so that's what I'm doing here using the same Simon Stamp Positively Saturated ink, And to lighten up the color, I decided to use Rusty Hinge Distress Oxide ink. And I'm applying this all over the petals. You can stop anytime, but I wanted to try more things. So I applied this Walnut Stain Distress Oxide spray only on the negative spaces between the flowers. But then I decided to use a brush to spread it all over it. And I was thinking to allow this to dry naturally, but I used my heat tool to speed up the drying process. And I decided that I wanted to give this a reddish finish. So I used Cherry Positively ink by Simon Says Stamp over certain areas of the petals here and there to try to achieve that look. And when you are experimenting, your brain tends to go in many different directions. And I decided to add Picket Fence Distress Oxide spray over this. I initially didn't want to add it all over, just in the center of the flowers, but as that wasn't possible, I used the brush to brush it out. The brush was completely dry, so this is a dry brush technique. I absolutely love this look and feel. It's absolutely gorgeous. But you know me, I have to try something else. But before moving forward, I decided to add color at the back of the frame. And to do that, I used this black super base by Stamperia. All the products are listed in the video description. And I quickly add this product at the back of this. And wow, this product is amazing, smooth, easy to apply. The coverage is wonderful. So I have some of that in my brush, and the brush at that stage was almost dry. So I decided to pass it over the front of the frame, also because the edges were looking too black and this image was looking too white. And to make things a little bit more even, I also decided to use Picket Fence Distress Spray to cover that black color at the back and at the sides of the frame. So this brand new frame looks vintage and old, and also it has a lot of texture and also a lot of character. And I will stop right there. But you know me, I keep going and nobody could stop me trying different things, also because I wanted to show you options. So the next thing I did was spraying this using Distress Gold Mica Spray. I wanted to see how the inks that I apply underneath this will react to this. And you can see now that there is a reaction. It's very subtle, but yes, it completely changed the appearance of the paint. Using a heat tool, I speed the drying process, and I quite like it as well. It has that shimmer on it, and still it has the white wash. But then I didn't stop, and you will call me crazy, but I wanted to try something else. And the last thing, I promise, the last thing I tried was using wax. This is Bee Wax by Stamperia. This smells gorgeous. And I just apply it with my fingertips all over the frame, and then I apply gold stardust using a brush. This will add some golden accents. To seal this, I'm going to use clear super gloss sealer. I did this off camera and outside, so you can see that glossy finish, and I'm going to allow this to dry overnight. So there you go, this is finally finished, although I have more ideas to add more things to this frame. When you are experimenting, remember, the sky's the limit. You can try different things, you can use different paints, different colors, etc, etc. You can also frame a die cut composition made using the same dies, like this one here, that I have in another blog post, in another video on my Instagram, or a picture of yourself, like this one here, from my wedding day 10 years ago. This is the only 5 by 7 inches picture I have available to fit this frame, so I use it to share with you this idea. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel or visit my blog for more ideas and inspiration. The links are in the video description. Thank you very much for watching and happy crafting. Bye!